Yeah, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Just going to play a few games on my Sega Saturn, And I've had this since 1995, and an awesome system, in my opinion. And I'm going to be playing Doom for the Sega Saturn, And awesome, in my opinion. And I'm going to be using I've got two of them. This is a Bluetooth Sega Saturn controller. That's a 2.4 gigahertz wireless controller. So I'm going to be using the Bluetooth controller, which is awesome. You just press that button there till it flashes. Then you press the C button and the mode button to pair it, which is what I'm going to do now. And Doom, awesome. Yeah, I love the Sega Saturn, And I like Doom on the Sega Saturn, Pretty cool. And I think it looks awesome on a modern television, in my opinion. Yeah. So Doom is awesome. Ultra violence, And like I said, I like it on the Sega Saturn, And I always change the sound to mono, because that's the way it is. That's the way the sound should be. Even though it says stereo, it's not in stereo, because this is the part of the PlayStation version, and there was no option to change the sound. But in the Sega Saturn, they made it seem like it has better sound, because the Sega Saturn has a processor just for sound. So the Sega Saturn does have better sound than the PlayStation. But this is a part of the PlayStation version, and there was no option to change the sound. So mono is the way it should sound, So my opinion is, if you're going to play Doom with the Sega Saturn, change the sound to mono sound, because that's the way it should be, Where if you play it on stereo sound, you're not actually getting stereo sound. You know what I mean? So, for example, if so if you kill two enemies at once, you hear them both growling at the same time. You know what I mean? But stereo sound on this, if you kill both of them at once, you only hear one demon moaning, dying. So it can't do two sounds at the same time. That's what I'm trying to say to you. But anyway, yeah, doing the Sega Saturn is awesome. Yeah, the frame rate is not as good as the PlayStation version, and the awesome lighting effects were taken out. But overall, I still like the game. It's fun. It's easier than the PlayStation version. And I like games that are easy, And pretty cool. I'm going to try and do this one-handedly, And pretty cool, the controller, And yeah, so another thing about this version, the enemies move a lot slower, And the gun for has been increased, So it makes the game easier, which is good in my opinion. Now there are some levels where the frame rate drops to a very bad frame rate, but I still like the game, And I remember this coming out in 1996 on the Sega Saturn. I was looking forward to it. It's not bad. Did that one-handedly. So yeah, the Sega Saturn is awesome in my opinion, and it's I've had it since '95. Cost me £600 back in the day, which was a lot of money, but I wanted it because I was a huge Sega fan, and I still am today. I bought it. The Sega Saturn was my console of choice back in the day. I chose it over the PlayStation and the N64. Eventually, I got the PlayStation and the N64, but from 95 to around 99, I had my Sega Saturn, and it's just brilliant. Like I said, I've had it all these years and it still works. And it's awesome that they brought out these Bluetooth controllers and stuff. I think they're awesome in my opinion. And they charge with the micro USB, So it's pretty cool. Remember, I got Daytona USA with my Sega Saturn back in the day. While it was a rushed game for the Sega Saturn, it's still a good game in my opinion. The music is what everyone remembers about Daytona USA, and so yeah, so yeah, awesome. Yeah, the enemies take 3 steps and then they fire, Yeah. Yeah, so some of my favourite games on the Sega Saturn: Doom, Sega Rally, Daytona USA, Fortis Megamix, Quake, Duke Nukem 3D, Exhumed, and Nights into Dreams, and Resident Evil on the Sega Saturn is pretty cool. I like that as well, Oh yeah. Now for some reason, Doom on the Sega Saturn, I can't play it on my Atari VCS, It's the only version of Doom I can't play on my Atari VCS. I mean, I could play every other version except for that, I don't know why that is, so that's why I decided to get out my Sega Saturn, because I wanted to play Doom, and it's a yeah. So I don't know, people tell me that it's harder to emulate games for the Sega Saturn, and no one seems to care about it as much as the PlayStation or the N64. That's just the way it was, back in the day. No one cared about the Sega Saturn back in the day. But it's still an awesome system, awesome games. Virtua Cop 2 are 2 awesome games on the Sega Saturn. House of the Dead, there's loads of awesome RPG games on the Sega Saturn. So if you like RPG games, the Sega Saturn is definitely the system to get, Yeah, it's not bad. And the Sega Saturn controller is very comfortable to use. And that's why I'm doing good enough with one hand, playing Doom, Now, in that, see where that silver yoke is over there. There's a secret in there, but I don't think I'll be able to do that one-handed, because you have to run. You have to run over. Wait, sorry. You have to shit. When that opens, you have to run all the way over there, turn around, run back, and you end up there. See what that sort of invisible wall is, and there's a pain elemental up there. He spits out lost souls and stuff. But yeah, Sega Saturn's awesome. I love it. Some other games I like as Soviet Strike by Electronic Arts. I like Soviet Strike. AMAC is another good game. Sega Touring Car Championship, Manx TT Superbike, Last Bronx, which is like a beat 'em up game. Something similar to you have weapons, so it's something similar to Soul Calibur and stuff like that. It's not as good as Soul Calibur, but still a good game, like, you know. In my opinion. So yeah, yeah. So that's the Sega Saturn. I'm gonna make a quick video about it. I think it's awesome, and uh, now I can play some Sega Saturn games on my Atari VCS, just not all of them, you know, because it just doesn't get the love because it's harder to emulate and people just aren't as interested, unfortunately. But hopefully one day that changes. Because so far there's only one site that I found on Chrome on the Atari VCS, retrogames.online. Now my Atari VCS is not upgraded, and people tell me that if we do, we'll be able to get access to other emulators through Steam or Windows 10 or whatever, and we'll be able to play Sega Saturn games that way. But we don't want to spend money on Windows 10, all the parts, just for a maybe, because no one can give me a definite answer that yes, if we did upgrade my Atari VCS, we could play Sega Saturn Doom on my Atari VCS. No one can give me a definite answer to say maybe, you know. So I'm not going to spend all that money on the parts and Windows 10 on my Atari VCS just for a maybe, you know. Because I'm happy enough with what I have on the Atari VCS, which is every game on the PS1 and 64, every system backwards, every system, even handhelds, arcade games. So all I'm missing out on is Dreamcast games, GameCube games, Wii games, stuff like that. So yeah, so awesome. And yeah, and one of my favourite parts about this, you shoot the barrels and they explode, like, you know, that's fucking awesome, you know. Yeah, so yeah, the Sega Saturn's awesome. Like, 30 odd years I've had it now, since 95. Brilliant, like, you know. And another great game is Fighting Vipers on the Atari VCS. Sorry, on the Sega Saturn. And Guardian Heroes, that's another great game. So there's loads of great games on the Sega Saturn, and there's tons of RPG games. You know, if you like RPG games, Panzer Dragoon Saga is meant to be the holy grail of the Sega Saturn, but I'm not big into RPG games. Yeah, Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2 are awesome games. They're more like Afterburner style games, except you're on the back of a dragon. Whereas Panzer Dragoon Saga is like a 3D RPG, something similar to Final Fantasy or something. I just was never big into RPG games, and I don't think it was worth the price. Like a Panzer Dragoon Saga goes for like a lot of money, like, you know. So I'm just not into it. But on the Atari VCS, the site that I mentioned, retrogames.online through Chrome on the Atari VCS, that is one of the games that you can play, but it's just not fun to me, that game. I just prefer the first Panzer Dragoon and Panzer Dragoon Saga. So that's just a quick video on the Sega Saturn. I love it. It's 30 years old nearly, and it's awesome. So I hope everyone has a great day. Take care, bye bye.